Welcome to the Toyland!
Hey, what's up guys and dolls? It's M. It's time for another Power Rangers Legacy figure. I've had this guy for a good while now, and I'm really ready to open him, so I figure I better get at least this portion of the review out of the way, the box review. So there he is in the box. He comes with, unlike the Green Ranger, this guy starts the Build-A-Zord collect and connect type deal, which he comes with the main torso, which has the head you can see in there. Pretty cool. I'm curious how tall. I'm pretty curious how tall that's gonna be, and I think this thing is actually gonna be pretty cool. So yeah, excited to build that. Ruben said he's seen on Instagram that some of the other Rangers from MMPR are popping up from this line at Walmart. So I haven't seen any, but that really excites me, and I'm going to have to get out there and look. But there's the one side, not much going on, some red lightning, a good look at the side of the Build-A-Zord piece. There's the full Zord on the back. Pink Ranger comes with this right arm. Red Ranger torso, obviously. Black Ranger with this arm. And the yellow. These two are pretty much the only ones that actually come with like their respective Zord. I guess he comes with a piece of his, but yeah. And same as the Green Ranger, it shows the two MMPR Rangers and then the Ninja Storm, I think. I believe that's what that is. On the top. Go Power Rangers. So yeah, I'm gonna bust this thing open. Okay, so here we are with the Red Ranger out of his box. Looks pretty good. I'm loving these figures. Like, yeah, I'll still say 100%. I got one little teeny tiny, I guess you could call it a complaint. It doesn't really bother me that much. I'm not sure why they did it. Or maybe didn't do it is a better way to say it, but we'll get to that in a minute. So yeah, here he is. Got him posed. I actually I shot the inbox first part of this video like weeks ago just so I could open him and get him on his shelf. I got my little MMPR shelf built up now, which had him, the Green Ranger, my old school Zeo-Zords, my Morphers, and now my helmet has been incorporated into it. So the shelf's actually pretty much full. I pretty much have the room for the remaining figures of this line. My MMPR figures I must have. So, yeah, just like the Green Ranger, he's a great looking figure. The paint looks fantastic. That's one thing I notice on these figures. I don't seem to see sloppy paintwork. I mean, you got like really small aspects, like this belt. Like, there's a lot of detail in that tiny belt. You can clearly see the Tyrannosaurus head in there, if the camera will focus for you. Like, yeah, it looks just like the real Power Coin. And then painting the black and on the silver, the red ring, the gold, the black of the belt buckle. Like, there's a lot of intricate paintwork there, and there's no sloppiness. I'm very proud of you, Bandai. I've said it before, I'll say it again. They're killing it with this line. They really upped their game, and they are definitely fighting to be on par with like your multiverse figures and your Marvel Legends and all that stuff that has been around for a little while. And they're doing a great job. I'm loving these. So he has all the same articulation as the Green Ranger. We have a head that has fantastic movement. Look at that. He can touch his chin to his chest. He's talented. And the head goes around, of course, all the way. I was curious if maybe the neck even moved, but it doesn't. His shoulder goes out. Only that far, though. It's actually kind of hindered by this extra piece they have over here. That's a part of the joint. So it can't go out that far, but it can go all the way around because he has no chest shield like Tommy does. He's got that upper bicep cut or swivel. We've got the double jointed elbows, which I'm just loving. The double jointed aspects. The joints are all fantastic too. Like, you can see they're easy to move Just like on Tommy, they're easy to move, but there ain't no loose joints. There ain't one thing flopping around, not even a little bit. The joints they're perfect. Honestly, these are some of the most perfect joints I've ever seen. Both of these figures I've pulled out now, the red and the green Ranger, I've had no stiff joints. The joints are just absolutely perfect. They move fluidly, but they hold their position. So kudos to you, Bandai, again for that. He's got wrist swivel, and it's on that ball joint there. The ball, a little unsightly, that ball can be. So I know some people take issue with that. I don't mind it, though. For the articulation we get, the movement we can get out of the hands, I think it's worth it. Okay, we got the ab crunch. Big range of motion there. Great crunch. It goes so far up that the diamond starts to like double up. You can see it gets wide and then shrinks back. I'm glad they put that under there though. He's got the waist swivel. Shake it, Red Ranger, shake it. Oh yeah, I should do a stop motion version of my dance video. Excuse me. My throat's still not totally done being screwed up from this cold I had. The leg goes forward that far. Not super far, not horrible though. And they go out, but of course, a little hindrance from this. But rather than stopping the leg just knocks this right out of here. Get that out of my way. Got this upper thigh cut here. Got the excellent double jointed knees. Just beautiful. Got this boot cut here, so it swivels. And of course, the feet have an awesome range of motion. They swivel side to side like such. They go forward and back quite a bit. Yeah, way cool. I love what they did with the feet. It allows for poses similar to what I had him in when this started, which I'm not really sure what he's doing here. It just kind of looked Power Ranger-ish to me. Yeah, the way the feet swivel, you can get some really cool poses. Here, we'll talk about this real quick. There's the Build-A-Zord piece. That's what he comes with, the torso and the head. I want to say right now, not a lot of movement to this thing. It looks like there should be a waist cut. Maybe there is. Maybe it's just super, super stiff, which I gotta admit would be really weird considering these figures haven't had that issue that I know of. I don't think the waist swivels at all. I was afraid the head didn't move either, but that joint was just actually pretty tight. That's the tightest joint I've seen on these figures is on the Build-A-Zord piece. The head does go forward a teeny bit, not much. Doesn't go back very far. Certainly not the same range that the figures, the Power Rangers actually have. And his head goes all the way around, of course. Yep, ball joints to connect the legs and arms. Tyrannosaurus tail on the back. I'm pretty excited to build the Zord. Although, yeah, I'm not sure what kind of articulation it's going to have on it. Now, my issue... Sorry, bumped the crap out of the camera here. My issue I have with this, if you could even say that, or the thing that bothers me is this. You guys probably recognize this, or any MMPR fans know that they had these, I believe they're called blade blasters, and they are exactly what they sound like. They're a gun that turns into like a sword, essentially. And what we have here is like a midway, half-transformed version of it. It's clearly not in the form of the gun, where the handle should be down to be held as a pistol, and it's clearly not extended to be the sword. So, if anything, it's like, I don't know, I guess it's like a dagger that you could like shank someone with, and then while it's still inside them, pull the trigger. I don't know. But I mean, it's ultimately useless. You could put it in his hand, and he's just like holding this thing that's not actually functioning as anything that it should be. Since it doesn't extend, it can't become a sword. Since the handle doesn't move, it can't become a gun. I mean, essentially, even though their hands are set to hold it, it's basically just eye candy that goes in the holster. Although, on the show, even when they had them in the holster, they were in pistol form, I believe. I could be wrong. I was just watching MMPR the other day, and I should remember, but for some reason I don't. So... yeah, that's my one little, I guess, issue with it. Again, I mean, I really don't care. I actually had him on shelf with that in his hand for a while. But then I'm like, what are you doing with that? pointing? Are you like an instructor pointing at the blackboard or conducting an orchestra? Like, what are you doing with that half-form blade / blaster? So I ended up just sticking it in his holster and giving him this weird little rawr pose here. So, yeah, really weird. I'm not sure why they did that. They should have just left it in the pistol form, and then it would be much cooler. They also could have gave them their weapons, which I've mentioned before. Tommy comes with, well, naturally he doesn't come with a Build-A-Zord piece, so he came with the Green with Evil sword, and of course his Dragon Dagger to summon the Dragon Zord. These Rangers, the regular 5, come with none of their weapons at all. Actually, SDCC this year, 2016, did a Legacy Red Ranger exclusive that was this figure, but he came with his sword, like the Red Ranger's bigger sword, like his personal weapon. They all had theirs. Like the Blue Ranger had the lance or whatever. Trini had the daggers, the Yellow Ranger. And yeah, I don't remember what all they had. Pink Ranger had a bow. And the Black Ranger had an axe. I guess I do remember him. But yeah, I'm not sure why they didn't give them those, but they did give them the SDCC Ranger his sword, and actually they gave him the Megazord sword too. So if you have him and you collect all of these, you build the Megazord, then you can actually put the sword in the Megazord's hand if you got that SDCC Red Ranger, which I do not have. I would love to have, but I don't. I don't know if I'll ever find it at a price where I'm willing to buy it, but maybe someday. So yeah. Excuse me. There's a look at that guy. A long time coming. You guys could probably figure out why I waited so long to review him. It's kind of a Red Ranger time of year for me, so I wanted him to be a little relevant. Throw this guy up shortly after I got my helmet done. And I still have that Legacy Morpher, which I reviewed, but the video got super messed up, so I never put it up, and I still have yet to re-record it, but I might do that coming up here too. Then I'll have my helmet, this figure, and my Red Ranger Power Morpher all up. So yeah, that's about it. I have nothing more to say here. I have another little video to shoot, so I'm going to get on that. I appreciate the tune-in, as always, guys. Hope you enjoyed this look at Bandai's Legacy Collection 6.5-inch Red Ranger. They are 6.5 inches. I have not actually compared them to like a Legends or even to any of my Multiverse figures, but I'm pretty sure these guys might be a hair taller. In fact, I have a Joker and Harley out of box, and I'm going to go stand him next to them because I'm pretty sure these figures are taller, which I love. Like, they're just... they're great figures. I love them. Some people might have issue with the large bodies because obviously the Rangers weren't super buff, and they make these action figures pretty buff. But I think these are decent. My son has some bigger Power Rangers, and they are like absurdly buff. It's like, holy crap, who put Arnold Schwarzenegger into a Blue Ranger suit? But yeah, that's I think they look great. So I guess until the next video, guys, keep on morphing. Haha.